working or not. So I'm just gonna let's see. Okay, that's working. That's cool. My app is working. Systems check, everybody. Let's make sure all of our stuff works properly before we engage. Okay, so that's on. That's going. Cool. All right. Yeah, bridge photos. We're gonna do bridge photos today because there's this really cool bridge behind the building at work, and I took some photos of it. So we're gonna look at those. I kind of already sorted these a bit. Let me just start looking through what we have until we get some people jumping in here. But people watching this later will be able to see a nice preview of all of the unedited shots that I got. This is over near, this is over near 18th Street in Chicago. But I get the chance to be in that neighborhood quite a bit, and I like this bridge. Just want to flip through these that they're, I kind of already sorted them. I just want to take a second look without having any of the, because when you first upload your stuff into Darktable over in Lightroom, there's just like a JPEG preview, and it's like it kind of just like auto put settings up for you, and these are all the raw photos like straight out on camera. I actually turned off. Darktable will have like a base curve that tries to match your camera. But I actually turned that off for all of my importing, so I can actually see what like the raw, and so like you'll see these are all like super flat, but that's why photographers edit, because raw photos are not the best representation. I mean, like they have the most data that you can work with, but they're always going to be more flat than like the little pre-rendered JPEG preview that your camera tries to show you what it should be. And this actually, it's a really good presets in here. Like it'll actually try to read your camera. Let me actually go into this. There's somebody here. So now you might be lost because I started talking about something. One of these little, you can like have, the camera will try to read what you have, or the program will try to read what kind of camera you have, and like for Nikon it like throws on this like base curve, which sometimes is cool, but like most of the time is not really where I'm going with it, because it's a pretty heavy contrasty sort of. So I actually turned that off for all my imports so I can just work with things from scratch, because I mean, like, that's nice, but I'm gonna have to go in and mess with this base curve anyway, so like let me just do that. Although for most people, I guess it's really nice. Like, presets are great. I don't like working with presets necessarily all the time. There's, which one do I want to start with? I actually want to, I took a shot like this a while ago. Let me grab my water. Water is good. Yeah, let's work with this one. I actually took a shot like this a few years ago, but it was on my older camera, so I wanted to take another one with this, just with the slightly bigger size, and like I took my time with the shot a little bit more, so I wanted to make like an updated poster for myself. So I really like the industrial patterns on this bridge. This bridge is so cool. Like, this is a cool looking bridge, and like this middle section will actually raise up and down, like when the sailboats have to go through it, and that's pretty cool. So it's on the bridge next to it, but like it's a cool looking bridge. What's that one I was working on? Is that the right direction? Is that right? That's straight. That's straight. Yeah. Oh no, that was overcast day. That's not going to have anything of useful information on that. I need that one. That was just, that was the light color hue and the shadow. I just kind of like adjusted it to have at least a little bit of blue in the sky. It was an overcast day when I took these photos, but that's the magic of editing. You can make it whatever kind of day you wanted it to be, pretty much. So there's a problem I've been encountering in Darktable is I want to mess with like the shadows. I want to bring out some of this detail in shadows because I know it's like jam packed full of like image data. But if you just go to shadows and highlights, and you just start to work with the shadows, you get like this like halo around it, and I don't like that, and it makes it look like a filter, which I guess that's all editing really is, but makes it look like a filter, so I don't like it. So I've been like, what have I been doing? I've been messing around with a few different things to try to, I mean, what was the one I was using? I have to like kind of look for things sometimes, because it's like, this is a new program to me. And also, like, things aren't always the same. Like, the shadows and highlights, like, I don't like what it does. So, oh, maybe it's this one, Global Tone Map. Is that what I was messing with the other day? Maybe. Sorry. How much? Maybe this is what I was working with the other day. And it's, yeah. Okay, cool. Global Tone Map was, that's kind of what I'm going for. Let's see if I can, my headphones are like slipping, and I'm like, I know they're all like askew. That's fine. That's not what I'm worried about. I do need to get new headphones at some point. not mess with. I just added like the most like subtle amount of blue back into the sky with I messed with the lightness and then the saturation to try to like, because it was just a little bit that was out there to begin with, and I kind of just, yeah, that kind of like, it's still pretty subtle, but it's more evenly blue. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know how good the stream is, but like, it's a little bit pale, a little bit anemic inside of here. And so I just kind of like brought some of that blue back just so it's kind of more a nice blue background for, yeah, that's good. Okay. So I straightened it. You guys all saw that. It was super, like it had to be done. We all saw that it had to be done. Like, let me actually put that on a 5. I straightened it. I brought some detail back into the shadowy parts so that way when I like blow it up really big on a print, it'll actually look like super cool inside of here. Actually, I wonder if I have I might have the original, okay, that's on that. I'm going to be on my other screen here real quick doing secret things, but I want to see if I have the original photo that I had like, I guess it was like 4 years ago now. I still, here it is. Let me actually, okay, I'm the copyright owner. Let me save my own photo. Like, it's fine, guys. Download. I'm actually bring this over. Okay, yeah. And that's what I took like 4 years ago. And that's kind of like my updated shot of that. So, I mean, I like both of them. They're really cool. This was when I borrowed, I ordered off of Borrow Lenses. Let me actually see if we can just like rest there, like on my, I try to keep like one ear open, but like whenever. Somebody's gonna break into my apartment, I guess, and kill me. That's fine. We'll do that. Headphones. My headphones are trying to murder me. Yeah. So those are 2 photos. I'm cool with that. This one's really nice, though. I like the shapes. They're both cool. But yeah, that's gonna be great. I had the other one printed out, like, I printed out just a section of it, and it was like 3 feet long by like 1.5 feet wide or whatever, and it looked really cool up on my wall. I think I still have it somewhere rolled up, but I'm gonna do something similar with this one. Yeah. Oh, this is what I wanted to work on. I wanted to play more with like shadows and stuff. I was just like, I'm having troubles editing shadows. So, like, I wanted to work with this one so we can all fight through this together as a team with my one viewer. I'm glad you're here. I feel a little bit less crazy doing this, knowing that you are out there. Oh, where's my, I need to do this first. No, that's so wrong. No, that's too much. Let's just do that. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm like grooving to music, and I didn't give you guys my link to my music. Hold on, my one viewer out there, I have a playlist for you. Playlist link, and Oh, there is a... Yes, I think you are the only one. Whoever you are. Thanks for being here. Here's my playlist. Groove along to the music that's coming through my headphones right now. I do that so it doesn't like feedback through my camera because like that's annoying, and I don't have copyrights to stream songs. I'm gonna get in trouble, and like my mic will be muted, and then like that would kind of like ruin the whole point of this. So yes, you're the only one. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence greatly. There will be another one here at some point soon, but you know, I'm just kind of editing photos. How's it going out there? How's your night? Okay, what up? There's another person. And then suddenly there's four. That's cool too. How's it going, everybody? How's your night? I'm editing photos of bridges. And it's a good time. I had my one viewer here for a while. He was very supportive. He, she, they, whatever you are. Might be an alien. That's cool too. Yeah, photos of bridges. That's fine. Okay. So let me actually show you guys all now that there's more people here. Let me show you. I'm doing this bridge that I get to walk past a bunch. I took a bunch of photos and it was a great time. Um, these are actually just of the CTA because I like the CTA. So I actually just finished up this photo. This is actually a continuation. Oh no, these are new images. I took these on Monday and Tuesday. I took these this week because I needed to get out there with my camera. I haven't shot for a bit, so I was just like, I need to do something. There's this really cool bridge that I know. Let's go take some photos of it. So I went out and did this as like a little exercise. I took this photo, and this is actually a continuation of a photo I took like 3-4 years ago. Batata knows what I'm talking about. They were here for the whole spiel. Let me see if I actually have it. Let me open this up. Yeah, this is a photo I took like 3 or 4 years ago. I think it was. I think it was 3.5, almost 4 years ago. Yeah. I had borrowed a lens from borrowlens.com, and it was like a 70 300 millimeter, and it was super great. And I went up. I got to go up on the roof of my building at work, and take a bunch of photos off the roof. Um, and this is part of this bridge right behind it, just from like a different angle. And then so this was taken while I was crossing the other bridge that crosses the bridge alongside it. It's an actual like car bridge. But yeah, I took these on Monday and Tuesday. Um, it was overcast, but as you can see, I can pretend that there's like kind of an okay sky. This was actually, let me actually show you. Like there was like no blue in that sky. It was just like overcast. So I'm just like, no, it's not. It's fine. Because this is like, I'm gonna print that one. So I want it to look nice. Oh, I was working on this one. I was working with shadows. I've been having trouble with shadows in Darktable, so I kind of like, I wanted to work on shadows is what I wanted to do. So we got that cropped, we got, I'll work with this. I don't know why they were watering the railroad tracks. Like, I really don't. I kind of wish that that wasn't there that day because this would have been like a great shot. But now I have like sprinklers. I don't even know what that's about. It's gonna mess up my. Like, they had sprinklers out there. Like, I don't even understand. I don't know why they're watering the trains. But, okay. I'm just doing, like, a bunch of tiny adjustments in, sorry, I wasn't saying at all what I was doing. The levels is a way for you to manipulate the, overall tonal values of your shot. So I worked with this a little bit. I worked with the, um, what was that tool? The global tone map, which that should be in my, I like that one. That one's going to be in my favorites. So the global tone map, like, I'm going to have to, like, look up a description of what that actually does. But, like, people keep being like, use the global tone map. And then I did it, and I'm just like, I don't understand this, but I really like the results. This was before, and then this was after applying it. And I got all this detail back in the shadows. And it let me work with it without it being... Because if I had done these same... Let me actually see. Can I turn this off and still have the rest of my stuff on? Can I do that? That's one thing that, like... You have to think about the order you're doing things in Darktable, and I have to, like, think, if I just turn that off, but it does still have the other... Okay. Cool, that actually works. Awesome. You can just turn it off, and then it will keep all the other stuff intact, and that's great. So this is without the global tone map, doing all the exact same tiny edits that I just did. And this is with it. And then this is what we were originally working with. Actually, this dark. So, like, tiny edits. So that does cool things. I'll know how to describe it later. But I like it. And it also doesn't produce that halo effect, like the shadows and highlights. Oh, I changed mine to linear. I dropped off my base curve. I at first it was really cool. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. You can, like, kind of match your camera's base curve. And then I just realized I prefer working. Sometimes I want to, like, mess with light in a certain way, and, like, I found that the base curve for my Nikon camera was, like, really heavily saturated in, like, the blacks. It was, like, super contrasty on the black end, and I would have to go in and mess with the base curve anyway. So I'm just like, if I have to go and mess with it anyway because I don't necessarily always like what it does, then why don't I just work with it when I want to work with it from scratch? So a lot of my photos will start out, like, really, really, like, flat and drab, because, like, I turn off the base curve to start with. And this is actually the one that I ended up with for this photo. Whereas the Nikon, I wonder if I can actually put it, let me actually put up a new instance real quick and throw on the Nikon. Ignore the preview because it's not going to be, but, like, I mean, like, I guess I did cool things to that one. Let me open up this one again. Can I do two at a time? Okay. This is just, like, it brings down the blacks a lot more than I do, like, on a sharper scale. And I kind of like this. I'm gonna do, like, what that does, like, on top of everything else. So, like, maybe look at the photo. That's cool. Also, sometimes you can just make up what you're doing with editing, because as long as the photo looks good, you don't have to tell people how it was made. Except that's exactly what I'm doing on the internet right now. So yeah, I don't like this sharp downward. Like, if I'm gonna be messing with like the blacks, like, I had different ways to mess with the blacks, but like I don't like the shadows and highlights. Also, like, levels works pretty great too. Like, I'll mess with like both of them at the same time so I can get a little bit more control. Harry Durgan. Oh, he just turns his off too. Yeah. I mean, like, there are sometimes like I'll use it for nature shots. I find it actually works really good at, like, if I'm shooting plants or like out in like bright sunlight daylight. I really like what it does then. But like, you still just have the preset over in this little panel over here and you can just hit it. Did I keep that? I did keep it on. Good. Okay, because I like that. We're just gonna let that happen. So yeah, like, I'll use it sometimes, but it's still just like it's a preset, and I just keep it turned off because I don't I don't really deal with presets a whole lot. I do like Harry Durgan's videos though. I think that's what I was watching the other day, if I am correct. I think I was watching his color correction, or I don't know, he was working with one of these modules and I was trying to like look it up. Color correction. No, not that one. Whatever. We're working with bridge photos today. This really cool bridge in Chicago. Um, as well. I just want to lighten it up a little bit. I think the sky is a little bit bluer. Not that blue. I'm using the color correction to force a little bit of a blue tint into the highlights, which will encompass this. No, because I'm not using Photoshop. We're actually using Darktable right now, which is actually a raw developing program, and all I can really do is make base tonal adjustments to the image. So no, that actually can't happen. We don't have Photoshop here. We have open source programs. But we are working with cool bridge photos, and that's fun if you want to stick around. But political photoshopping, this is not the place to find that. But we are going to put... We're just going to do that. We're going to put some more blues back into... Why are you doing that? That's not how that goes. I'm trying to like bring the blues darker, so, but I think I have to put some saturation into them first. And then maybe we can work with this. These are like super slight adjustments, and they're only gonna... Well, you can kind of see that. Let's see if I can bring this. Okay. And let's... kind of want to do something... wonder if I just... Sometimes I just like messing with colors for a little bit and then going back to what I was doing. Nah. Oh, that can go. I want like the brights brighter without. Oh, you're gonna mess with the shadows too, aren't you? I don't wanna. This kind of like defaults to like this. I'm frustrated with this module, but I don't know how to report it to developers, so I just kind of work with it. But like if I start messing with like these highlights too much or these shadows too much, I get like these weird halos that I super do not like. But I kind of want like, this gonna be, maybe I'll mess with this just a little bit. I just have to be really careful with this shadow slider. Does that like do nothing? What is the point of a highlight slider if I don't even know what this did. No, cause see like it, I don't know, it like makes these weird like halos. It makes it like look like not good HDR. So like I guess I can always just like mess with the levels. Okay, I'm gonna be done with that for now. I'm just like nitpicking over like my own like creative choices at this point. So I did a bunch of stuff. I was mostly messing with like the tonal contrast between the images. The only real color stuff that I did was just with the putting a little bit more blue into the sky so it was less gray. And that's kind of all I did with that. I kind of have to be picky though because I know that I'm eventually gonna like print these out. So like let's actually work with this one with like some green in it. This will be fun. Or do I want to work with? Because there's like the whole bridge here. This is what the whole thing actually looks like. It's a really cool bridge. This middle part like moves up and down, and when it does, it lets out like this Silent Hill type siren. It's pretty great. So we do got some clouds. These were actually taken on Tuesday. This one, I guess the one was taken on Tuesday. There's just more texture in the clouds in this wide shot. Um, which one do I like more? I have a bunch of shots like this. Like everyone like takes shots like this. But like the reason why I like this bridge is specifically like this little house. I'm just like, man, I want to live in that little house, even though it's like completely impractical, and there's no reason why anyone should want to live in a house on a bridge, like some sort of troll. But I always thought it was cool, and I'm like, man, like that would be like my hideout place as a kid. Like, you know, a kid can climb on top of a bridge. It'd have been a good time. I'd have had a grand adventure. Let's actually be really careful with this blue because we have like a lot of highlight contrast and a bunch of other stuff. So let me just balance that out a little bit. I actually get to go shoot billy goats. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. I get to go shoot baby goats. Not like shoot, like camera shoot, like shoot cameras, not guns. But yeah, I get to go meet some baby goats, and they are all billy goats. So that's gonna be adorable. But yeah, it'll be fine. I don't know what like some of these do. Okay, so we were put a little bit of blue back into the sky. Yay, goats! Yeah, no, I am super excited to shoot the goats. That's gonna be fun. They're gonna be so adorable, and I'm gonna get portraits of all of their cute faces. Ooh, I could just fix it in here. I could just lower the temperature. But that affects. No, never mind. I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay. I'm gonna mess with that global tone map more though. I put that on my favorites list, right? Let's keep all of the. Okay. I just kind of like to put the same settings that I put in another photo, just because like it's kind of the best way for me to help me learn like what these things do is to actually like see what they do. But like I don't like what that does. Or maybe. Inconsistent output. Keep up with me, program. It's fine. We're just doing science. Don't worry about it. Okay. Can we have more blue without messing up with everything else? Can we? Maybe. There's no maybe. Okay. I guess kind of. Okay. I'm gonna be done with that for now. Kind of want. Hold on. I'm actually gonna do a parametric mask for real this time, you guys. Like, actually, oops. That, and then like that. I'm just trying to like keep the sky and like take out as much of, oh snap, I need a new instance, my bad. Hold on, let's turn that off. That's not, we didn't want to do that, my bad. Hold on. I already have settings plugged in to that version, or this panel, so I actually have to create a new panel. So we're going to do that. And now we're going to make the mask properly this time, because I kind of know what I'm doing. Trying to keep like all of the sky, but like none of like this actual stuff. That's fine. We'll do that. Okay. And let's just see what happens. That's not what I. Forget that. Never mind. We're deleting this. Delete that. That's gone. It's canceled. Don't worry about it. There's like this little bit of cloud detail that like I can see, and I'm trying to figure out how to like bring it out a little bit more. We're learning together. Highlight reconstruction. Hold on, let's see what highlight reconstruction does, guys. What is this? Okay. I'm not sure what that does. Never mind. No, maybe. Does that work? I mean, I guess I could. I don't like that high pass filter. I use the high pass filter very sparingly when I'm just trying to like boost up the sharpen and stuff. Um, without actually using sharpen. I use it as kind of like a sharpening tool. But it creates like these weird like halos. And I feel like if I add high pass into the sky and like parametric mask out the rest of this forefront so it doesn't affect the rest of it, it'll just look out of place. I'm trying to like a way to bring, I don't even know if you guys can even see or if I'm just like going crazy, but there's like these little itty bitty like cloud trails going right through the sky right here. I'm trying to like maybe, hold on, hold on. Maybe I can do this. We're gonna mess with something real quick. Let me actually parametric mask this stuff. Hold on. Let me cut out that. Oh, hold on. I don't even know what I'm cutting out. What am I cutting out? That's good. Oh, it's fine. You know, like, wash however you're gonna wash. I'm just messing with stuff. Oh no. Go back to my mask. Not my draw mask. That one. That's the mask I want. Okay. But if you want to jump in, but otherwise I'm just gonna, let's actually mess with this. I should mess with this. No, there's a parametric mask on. That's not gonna work. Okay. Hold on. I'll deal with that in a bit. I have other bridge photos. I'll deal with that. I'll come back to that. I have more bridge photos. It's fine. Yeah, they're like just barely there, and I'm like, but how do I bring them out? Like they're there. Actually, it doesn't help because now the sky is all fuzzy. Okay, backing up, moving on. We're gonna look at a different photo for a bit. Okay, so I messed with shadows. I've messed with the sky. I'm gonna come back to that when I think on that for a bit. I have other blue skies to mess with too. I also did that one, which I'm gonna reprint. Actually, make sure those are all tagged properly. Okay. Let's work with this one. I like when I get the Sears Tower all nice and pretty behind my shots, but also like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. There's a big tower that's pretty iconically shaped in all of the photos. So I just kind of like when it's not always like those iconic locations. Let's go to, let's crop this a little bit. That's about right. Okay. That was that same, the global tone mapping to try to like bring some dynamics back into the shadows without having to work with this panel. Yeah, well, we want to do the same. Since these were all taking the same set, I'm kind of going to do the same, like, sort of edits to all of them. Because they were all taken in about the same lighting situations. You know, with variances, like, this is pretty heavily shadowed, and these are all really, you know, have a lot of light in them. But for the most part, it was like all the same day, all the same lighting conditions. So a lot of this stuff, like this basic color correction, where I'm just kind of like making the lights a little bit more like blue day, and then the shadows just bringing in kind of like that rustic yellow to balance back out. Because like they're also complementary colors, so your eyes will be happier with the overtones. Something something color psychology. Um, So a lot of this stuff is going to have kind of like the same kind of edits. It's just like certain situations like trying to bring that sky back in without really messing with the rest of the image, that are going to be like the little tweaks I have to do. Actually, no, I'm not going to mess with that one yet. I'm going to want to do the base curve because I do want to bring a little bit more contrast into this one. Not like as much as the Nikon one does. Actually, what does a Nikon one look like? Hold on, where'd that go? I'm okay with that. So you can like sometimes like for like scenery and stuff, it works pretty great. But like I really don't like what it does to like people or like my street photography. So I don't really. But it works pretty well for this actually. Should bring that back just a little bit. This is fun. I love like the painted signs on the brick buildings in Chicago, and then like just the random bit of graffiti. Like I don't know who that guy is, but like, or these people, or that person, but it's always fun. I think I'm just gonna let that one be. That one's I probably would never. I probably wouldn't print something like that, like unless someone requested it. But this was actually one of the other bridges. This is the bridge that raises. That's actually the counterweight for this bridge, which also goes up and down. And this bridge that I'm standing on and take that photo goes up and down, um, for the sailboats. And that's always fun when that happens. Except when this one sounds like Silent Hill, because that happens. Let's do this one. This one actually, I would probably print this one as a gift for somebody who really liked trains. Like that's a good one. This was taken on the bridge, overlooking it, obviously. Where's I might as well just crop it or rotate it. Trying to get these lights like equidistant from the edge, just so it doesn't like feel uneven. That should be good though. That's good. Okay. So that's not even good at all. I don't know what to think about this global tone map. I'm gonna have to read up on that so I know actually what I'm doing with it. There's like a whole manual like this thick if you print it out for Darktable, and you know I kind of just do better when I'm messing with sliders. So I'm just kind of like messing with the same panels. Like, I don't know. How's everybody night? How's everybody's night doing? Like, what are y'all up to? How's it going? Besides just, you know, me suddenly editing photos. I did bring the blues back into the sky a little bit there, making it look a bit more like daylight or whatever. I'm just gonna. I don't like these headphones. I gotta get new headphones, or even just like something I can just like have a little earbud in. I just need like my music. Otherwise, I'm like talking in an empty apartment, and that feels weirder. This is my third public stream, guys. I'm a professional. Actually, I think I want to bring a little bit to the greens into there as well. These kind of like green that's cutting through the picture. I want to mess with that just a bit. So let's bring that down a little bit. It's just kind of, yeah. Storming. It was raining here. Oh, good. You have veggie soup. What did you order? What did you order for dinner? We have veggie soup. We have pending Grubhub delivery. What am I gonna have for dinner? That's a good question. Because so far I've only had beer. But I like the greens that cut through there. Let me actually mess with the red stuff. Let's just bring it all in. Yeah, that's real good. Okay. What else did I mark for 5? Did I actually touch on all of them so far? Look at me go! I'm a professional at this. All the ones that I wanted to hit have been done. Pizza sandwich and fries. Oh, pizza sandwich. Man, that sounds pretty good. I think I have soup. I like soup. Chicken noodle soup, maybe. Or I can make like a bunch of eggs. I just picked up like a bunch of new spices from my spice shop. And I'm excited about that. This is the orange line. I mean, it's not the same bridge, but it's still a bridge, and I like the CTA, and they're pretty great. Split contrast. Let's see what this does. Let's see what it does to this picture. Let's just make it happen. It just like. Okay. I'm gonna bring the. Oh, it will mess with the clouds. Let's just do this. That looks alright. That's on. I'll accept this. This will be fine because I like what it did to the clouds. Actually, I want to do that. That way, I do this. doing over there. Oh, that's because, hold on, let me actually pull up the exact definition. Like, I can kind of, like, bullshit my way through the answer, but I had a couple beers, so let me actually look it up for you. It's basically, this program can only store, like, so much. Let me actually look this up. Let me look that up properly. Soft proof. Basically, it's so it, like, renders quicker when I'm doing edits. There's a way to turn it off. What's this something on? That's this one. Okay, soft proof. Right click. You can have it do different. It can, like, it'll show you different outputs or try to replicate different outputs. It was just kind of like a default thing that was just on. Let me actually do this now. Let's see. Yeah, no, this is just basically, it's just like, this is how your photo will look when you slap it on the internet, and I'm just like, that's cool. That's like before you go and export everything too, because this is still just XMP data overlaid on a NEF file that this program is reading and rendering out this output. And soft proof is basically like, this is what it'll look like on the internet, which is the exact same thing as what I'm working with because I'm on a computer. So that's what that is. You can change it to different stuff. If you have a specific printer profile, you can actually load that in, and that way you go through less test-proof phases. So that's a thing. And yeah, you can have, like, you can set up different profiles for that. That's like a little side thing that I really haven't touched, like, much. It was just on when I had it. And I'm trying to keep my settings, like, as default as possible walking into this. Just so, like, I don't have, like, weird, like, keyboard hotkeys or, like, setups that, like, other people have to spend, like, 20 minutes replicating. So that was just on. And it's just like, this is what it's going to look like when you output it for sRGB, which is the most popular RGB color space on the internet. So that's what that is. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. What am I going to do about these clouds? Also, okay, because, like, Darktable will just, like, load up, like, if I start clicking on this, it's just gonna, like, oh, it's gonna mess everything up. I have to, like, go in and, like, be like, hold on, no, it's okay. Let's go to soft light. Oh, shoot, we have to bring back all this contrast. It's not the same as working from beginning. I mean, like, the tool's in there, and it's great that it's in there, and I'm really glad that it's in there, so I never have to open up GIMP to do photo editing, like, that needs it. But also, like, I hate that it doesn't start from 0. Like, why do you start, like, in the middle of your sliders? Like, that's just... How do I change that? Is there a way... I mean, I guess I can store a new preset and just be like, start from scratch. I mean, I could. Hold on. I could do that. Store a new preset. Start from scratch. Okay. And now? Alright, that solves my problem that I was just complaining about for like 5 minutes. Thank you. Sorry about that. I'm like... I was sick over the weekend, and I just have, like, this little bit of a cough. That's why I'm trying to, like, keep water next to me. Yeah, so now I can just start from scratch on high pass. Oh, and because I was super smart, the blend mode is already going to be set to uniform and soft light for me. Hold on. Let me show you. Okay. So like, this is a photo, and I was like, I'm actually compressed the history stack. So like, that move didn't even exist. But now, instead of going in up here and having to like adjust all my settings from this ridiculous setting of high pass that like no one ever uses, I can just go over here and press start from scratch, and no settings are applied, and it already has my blend settings that I need. Look at that. I'm so smart. Congratulations to myself. That's great. It's gonna like, there's a lot of things that I need to reset. Like some of these default settings, I'm just like, this has gotta go. Do I even... It's not even doing what I want for the clouds though, so like, I don't even care about that. But I have the preset where I can just start from scratch, and that's all I really want. Right, what have we already done? We've already done all of that. I really want these clouds. It's not the right setting at all, but you never know. That actually kind of makes it like cool and like it's from a video game. Actually, I kind of like that. I don't know what distance does though. Oh, that's probably the... No, that... Okay, because we're working with haze removal. Sometimes I just start like flipping random things, like especially when I'm trying to like... What am I doing about those clouds? How do I deal with this? I'm like... I just don't like the like highlights, the halos that this panel does. Hold on, let me show you again real quick. Like this will start to show up if you like start getting real weird with it. But like, kind of needed to get weird to get those clouds out of there. Maybe I'll just make it weird. Hold on, I'll just do this. Still don't like those weird halos, man. I can't get over them. Okay. Maybe this will work. Maybe we just gotta ship that. Change Gaussian to bilateral. Oh, that one. Oh, hey, look at that. That is actually a lot better. But I still don't. The only problem is like my blues up here are getting all like this color data is getting all sorts of distorted, and I'm gonna have to throw a grain filter over this entire photo and like make it look vintage, I guess. I mean, it looks like a video game. I can roll with this aesthetic. Like we'll make it look like a hand painted postcard. Like we can work with that. That's fine. We'll do that. That'll be great. But yeah, bilateral. Okay, that's cool. That... Well, if I had actually read the page, it would have told me that bilateral avoids halos, and that would have solved a lot of problems I had with this panel to begin with. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, that's actually great. Thank you. I learned something today. And then that's really what I'm doing this for, is to keep learning stuff. Still not... still not happy with all this going on. I kind of just like, I just want like blue skies with clouds, and it's like, well, then you should have shot on a day that had blue skies and clouds free, because that's how you get them. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll have bilateral to try to, still a little bit of halos when you get too far into it. But that's okay, we'll just back it up a little bit. We'll just, a little bit more on the shadows. It's grain, right? Grain. Again, why is this like in the middle of the slider already? Like, we don't need that much grain. Nobody needs that much grain. We need just like a little bit of grain. Just to get like this part up here that's like already like super grainy to just like match with the rest of the picture. We're just gonna make it match. And nobody cares about grain. Like, people add grain. Hey, yeah, we can see the clouds now. We got a little bit of clouds going on. We're gonna add some grain, make it look kind of like, you know, we know what we're doing. The final product will look like we know what we're doing. That's the important thing. So that's enough grain. Yeah, that's good. Oh, let's actually see if we can. Oops, that's an awful. Working. That's not what I wanted. I didn't even want the color corrector. Hold on. Back up. Back up. Delete that. No, I know that's fine. That's fine. It's color zones. See that? No, that's just gonna make the grain problem even worse. What am I doing? Okay, that's fine. We'll keep it like that. We can see the clouds now, though. Like, we all know that I'm not crazy, and there were actually clouds in that photo. So, suppose I could just do like, I could work with like masks and stuff, but I'm not super comfortable with all of the mask options in Darktable. And like, there, you can do a drawn mask, but like, if I'm gonna take it to that point, I'm just gonna open up GIMP and just like do a layer mask. Because then I can kind of like control it after the fact too. So I'm just gonna move on. We're gonna move on from that. We have, and see, like, even when you step back, like, you can still see that kind of little halo, even though we had it on the bilateral. Like, I don't like, I'm not a fan of the shadows and highlights module. Like, it, I think I'm just gonna take that off. Yeah, there's just, like, if you jump back to the soft preview, you can still, like, there's still the faintest edges of those halos. And even in darkroom, you can still, like, kind of tell, like, these are, like, really soft edges compared to, like, what's going on, like, in textures in this image. It just kind of, I don't like how it looks. It, like, makes my eyes, like, not happy to look at it. So I'm going to skip that part. Yeah, grain should really always be the last thing. Like, any kind of, like, textures and overlays and stuff like that that you want to add for artistic effect, you should do after you're already happy with the lighting of your photo. I was just kind of, like, messing around with it because using the shadow and highlights tool added this grain, and then I knew that I was going to have to go mess with it anyway, so I just kind of played with it. But I'm not happy with what the shadows and highlights panel actually does. So I'm just backing out of that entire process. I'll figure out something to do with the sky, but I'm not happy with the shadows and highlights. Well, like, my problem was with hold on, let me bring up what I was actually using. So like the more I brought down, oh, -30. Are you saying -30 shadows and 30 highlights? Or, okay, but that doesn't solve my problem of needing to like reduce the highlights of the sky without really messing with the shadows. Like, I still need, I'm trying to bring like these details in the highlights back, so I'm trying to like pull the data back in so I can mess with it, but then it just gets grainy. And so like, I just don't like this panel. 30 shadows, -30. Okay, hold on, let me. Oh no, I hate what the shadow stuff does, like with, oh, -30. Again, that's, I mean, like, you can barely, but still we have this same grain noise coming in that I was going to have to start messing with. And also, I just don't even like, because the shadows does, like, that halo thing, too, when you're messing with it. And it, like, it starts to take on, like, that not real glow. I just don't like with this. I might find it useful. Like, I've used it, like, sparingly here and there, but, like, I'm really not happy with the way these things come out. And when I'm trying to just specifically, oh, what computer? Don't freak out. It's okay, computer. Don't look at my error messages. Just avoid that. My computer, it'll be okay, computer. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I still, like, I'm just not happy with the way this adjusts. I've used it, like, for different things. Actually, probably with similar settings to that, now that I think about it. Yeah, I probably did work about there on some of those other photos I did. But, like, I want to use, I don't know what I want to use. I'll work on that later. I'm going to look up some stuff. I'm going to look up a few, you know, well, maybe, hold on, what was that? What was the module that he was using? Hold on, my computer's gonna, everyone look at my shame. Is my stream still all working okay? Because my, is this still on? I hope it's still on. My stuff just went weird because yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna close that. Sorry, computer. Sorry. No. We already have the folder imported. Okay, cool. I'm on. Awesome. Yay. Now I think like my video card is starting to go out, or I need to update a driver somewhere, or you know, who knows with this. It's actually been a while. I need to like clean my computer like real bad, but you know, it works, right? Cue Javo yelling at me. Let's work with this one. This one was actually cool. Like there's when I was crossing the bridge on the other side, there's like a barbed wire fence that goes around this marina over here. Yeah, I know. It's I'll take care of my computer eventually, I promise. But I thought it would be fun to shoot like the rusty old building like through the barbed wire, and like that's always cool. So we're gonna like keep it like nice and drab and gray. I'm not gonna put blue skies back into this. No, I'm just gonna keep that. I want to do this though. That was, I've just been messing with like the brightness and the contrast through the exposure, contrast and brightness, and then the base curve. Like they all, Very similar things right through there. Actually, I want to do. Let me actually mess with these colors a little bit. Actually, these can be saturated. We're going to desaturate all that stuff. I'm trying to like enhance the reds and the oranges and then like have everything else just kind of grayed out. I mean, like it already was, but just to make sure. And then we're going to bring this stuff down, darken that up, and then bring this stuff all up. Just to lighten it if there is any color, which there is not really. And then I'm going to crop. Hold on. I want to crop out this section down here. I don't like that. Because cropping is a useful tool. Let's crop out actually that whole panel. It's right there too. Crop out that side of the building. Yeah. Do I need to rotate that at all? I think I need to rotate that like just like, oh, not like that. Like less than that even. Like I said, mostly straight to begin with. Okay. Here, just looks a little bit off. Not that the rotate tool is super accurate or anything. These sliders. Although it always makes me laugh though, like I'm sitting here fighting with these sliders and like all of these like settings and stuff that I don't necessarily enjoy. And like I see people complain on the internet and like totally like rail against like these open source programs where it's just like it doesn't work perfectly, and I just kind of laugh because I'm just like people weren't paid to do this, but you can still like sit here and edit your photos without paying a subscription fee to Adobe. Like somebody still made this, and it actually works pretty great for the fact that like no one's getting paid when you download this program. Like it's free, you guys. Like, are you really gonna complain about the free program not working as good as the $300 program? Okay, go on, internet. I kind of like that. I like that a lot. That's gonna be good. Okay. So how many photos do we actually have now? We have 6 photos. That's actually really good. Yeah, out of how many photos did I take? All of them. I took 135 individual snaps. As you can see, most of them are like duplicates as I'm fiddling with like, you know, settings and stuff. But I pulled out 6 good photos. And I probably won't even share 3 of them with the internet. And that's how the life of a photographer goes. And I'm glad you're all here to watch the process. Let me skip songs real quick. Did everyone get my playlist? I dropped the playlist in the chat, so it's a good playlist. It's all about guns, but it's my camera slinger playlist. That's what I want. Okay. I actually have about a half hour left. I actually want to set up. I want to set up this one for print. And this is actually going to be fun because I'm using Scribus, also an open source, free open source program. Runs comparatively to InDesign. I'm not going to say the same. I'm just not going to say that. It's not the same at all. But it's not Microsoft Word, and that's the important part. This is all my fonts loading, by the way, because that's my life. This is gonna go on for a while. You should get a beer. Like, smoke them if you got them. It's these fonts. I know. Okay, it's fine. Single page. We're gonna do. Let's do 2 foot by 3 foot print. So we're gonna do 24 inches by 36 inches. That's cool. Margins, we got my bleeds. I already set this stuff up. It'll come default at like 0, but I put in a 0.25 bleed and a 1/2 inch margin just because that's my artboard. And I'm going to insert. Oh, okay. Before you can actually do anything with your photos, you have to export your photos. So let me export my photos real quick. Let me go to. So actually, desktop. There's bridge. Bridge is under B. Bridge. Okay. Select. Full size, please. 0 means max size. Yeah, set to 0 for no scaling. Otherwise, you just put in whatever maximum pixel length or width you want, and it'll do the same. So let me export those. It was 455 that I wanted. Look at this. Its skeleton is just sitting out on my desktop for all to see. It's a poor program. But I needed to replace all of my Adobe setup. So, here we go. Okay, are we done? We're done. Okay, cool. Insert image frame. Do I get to insert an image? Okay. Wait. Desktop. Bridge. Okay. That's the one I want. Adjust image to frame. Oh, is this the one that, hold on. Okay, where's my, okay. Yeah, that's the one where it'll always be the max size inside the frame. Okay. Image to frame and frame to image do 2 different things. This is actually a really, like, when people complain about Scribus, like, I just kind of don't even say anything because this is a hard program, you guys. But luckily, if you don't know anything about InDesign, it is not any harder than learning InDesign. But it's still a pretty hard program. Because, like, things are different. Dinner's here. Oh, yeah. Get that pizza, the pizza sandwich? The pizza sandwich. What kind of pizza sandwich? Is it pepperoni or is it sausage? I don't even want to say that. I just want to export it as a PDF. Put it in the bridge folder. In the ping folder. PDF. Solid name choice. Yeah. Just let me make sure. Pre-press my crop marks. Okay, so when you send things to print, you got to make sure you give your printer crop marks and bleed marks, otherwise they hate you. True story. Now we let it do its thing. Did we do it? Are we successful? Is that all it took? Bridge ping pdf.pdf. Yeah, now we have a printable file, and if you zoom in at 100%, this is what it's going to look like when it comes off the press. And it's going to be 2 feet by 3 feet, and it's going to be an awesome poster. No, I don't want to save that. That's fine. I don't need the actual file. Ham and cheese. Oh, I thought you were getting pizza sandwich. Did you say pizza sandwich? I got excited for pizza sandwich. I have to look back. Pizza sandwich. You said pizza sandwich with fries. Now you have ham and cheese. I mean, ham and cheese is good too, though. Like, I like ham and cheese. I really wish these sprinklers weren't in this shot. I'm probably going to go back and try to take this shot again. By the way, the train is going away from me. This is after the train already passed and, like, the gate let up. Like, I don't just walk onto train tracks. Don't just walk onto train tracks. That's a very silly thing to do. But this train is going away, so it was fine. I guess let's open up the floor. Questions, comments? I mean, is there anything... Have you taken any cool photos of bridges? Like, I want to see your bridge photos. I just showed you my awesome bridge photos. You just put, like, ham. Is it, like, chunks of ham, or is it, like, slices of ham? Or is it, like, Canadian bacon ham? Oh, Argentina. How's it going? That's the same... That's a similar time zone. That makes sense. There's a bunch of people from over in Europe that wanted to watch this, but streaming this late at night in America does not really work out for Europe. No, I'm like, the ham with pizza, like, that sounds pretty good. I'm down for that. That sounds great. Like, I like Hawaiian pizza. Ham with pineapple, like, that's really good. Links to the VOD. What, the one from 2 weeks ago? Which VOD? I don't know which links you're talking about to know which one. I mean, I can pull up links. I'm good at link getting. But I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, I do. I post them on the forums. I post the links on the forums. After I'm done streaming. I'll jump over on Pixel. I actually have my own little thread where I just keep updating the same one thread. With my announcements. For my stream. And I send the links back to them. For that. Yeah, no, it saves for 2 weeks on Twitch. And then I can download like the MP4 files or whatever they are. Yeah, I can download those. So I have the streams that I've done, and like one of them is about to expire. Yeah, pineapple is controversial, but you know what? I'm the one paying for the pizza, so yeah, that's all there is to it. If I'm paying for pizza, I'm gonna get the pizza that I like. Although it's controversial enough that if you order one Hawaiian pizza out of like 10, you'll get good party talk, and there's gonna be people there that will eat the Hawaiian pizza. So that's all fine. As my professional experience as a photographer, I can talk about pizza. Clearly. I'm probably gonna retake these. Just because it was such a drab day that like the photos just feel drab, and it's not the photo's fault. Like the photo's doing a good job. Like good job photo. But I think I'm gonna go for a nice bright sunny day where I can get some sharp shadows in with these slats. I like pineapple and ham pizza. It's pretty great. I'm into it. And if that's my most controversial opinion is about pizza, well, I'm prepared to die on that hill. So any dude, what?
Flexibility.
Look, Chicago has more than deep dish pizza. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we don't even need to be having this argument. There's more out there. I guarantee you. But yeah, any photos? The blue cast. Yeah, no, I like doing blue and gold is probably my favorite like color mix to work with. For a lot of different reasons. One, it's just kind of like they're complementary, so like the human brain recognizes it as good. And then blue and gold also are just like really blue, like humans have like a really good time seeing the color blue, and gold warm tones always make photos more warm, I guess is the term for it. So the blue gold, like you'll see it in movies a lot too. Like blue gold is like a very like people like looking at it, and I like working with it, and it's pretty great. And it does with like the rust and the steel. It really highlights those shadows and those distress points like really well. Blue gold is a great color cast to work with. Highly recommend. It's one of my favorites. I use it pretty much everywhere. But it also makes it really easy for me to tell which photos are mine because I blue gold color cast like a crazy person. Like everything gets blue gold color cast. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, this is gonna be a poster. It's gonna go up on my wall. It'll be a great time. And then these are just kind of, I mean, I have bridge photos now. I'll just slap them in my Chicago album. Like I just have an album that I just like collect more and more photos from around Chicago. Like when I go out and just do like exercises like this. This was really just for me to get out there and like get my camera shooting again because it's been a few weeks since I really took a photo shoot. So, but yeah, that's kind of like all I had for this album. Like we went through some good shots. We talked about some good shots. We're gonna yell at clouds for the rest of our existence. That seems to be an everlasting theme in my stream. Yeah, if you haven't already, give me a follow so you actually know when I'm doing this, or just show up every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Oh, except for next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I actually have to go out and do a thing that I can't not do. So next Wednesday, I'll probably be starting. If I start at all, it'll probably be around 8. But give me a follow, and you'll get a notification about it. But I'm hoping to get on about 8 because I'll have vacation photos that I'll at least want to show off. But I have a thing I gotta do at 6, so I don't know when I'll get home. But otherwise, I try to be here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is the photos that I took this last week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of hungry though. So unless anybody has any questions, I think I'm gonna go eat food, and I think I need another beer after I eat food though. I've been staring at a screen for a while. I'm gonna give a few more seconds. Sometimes the chat, it takes a while for the chat to, but yeah, this is my bridge photos. This is my little area that I'm around a lot. I do like this bridge though. Yeah, beer. Today I'm drinking PBR, the cheap beer of choice in my household. Oh yeah, I have links at the bottom of the page. I should probably talk about that. There's a thing down here. If you scroll down, you can actually, I put links to all the programs that I use, Darktable, GIMP, and Scribus. You can download those for absolute free. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you can go over to pixels.us to the forum, and they're great people. There's this stream is made possible by my wonderful patrons on Patreon. They allow me to take this little bit of time to force myself to do these photo exercises and continue my craft because they love me so much and pay me. And if you would like to upgrade my beer from cheap PBR, you can always drop money in the PayPal. And those are my links. And that's kind of what I'm about. Yeah, Pixels.us. Love you forum users. You guys are great. Like, I love that little community. I don't post like a whole bunch, but I totally lurk, and I wish I had more time. You know what? Maybe in a couple weeks I'll actually sit down and do a bunch of Play Raw edits. I'll just download a bunch from the forum, and then I'll go through and be like, hey, you guys, I'm going to do a big Play Raw session and edit other people's photos, and it'll be a grand time. I think I'm going to do that. Not next week, because I got a thing, and I don't know when I'll be back. Actually, that might be a good thing for next week. If I'm here next week, I'm going to be editing other people's photos from Pixels.us. So that'll be a good time. If I'm here next Wednesday, I'm going to be popping in and do other people's photos. That's going to be good. I love that. And now I have a theme for next week. I'm glad we could all get here together. Yeah, I'll let them know. I'll let them all know that that's what I'm doing. So yeah, that'll be a good time. So it's not quite 9, but I am getting kind of hungry. So I'm gonna go eat. It was great to have you guys here. Thank you for coming along and watching. And I will be back at some point on another Wednesday. I'll see you another Wednesday. Have a good night, everybody.